Good morning, students. My name is Blagica Rizanova-Shopov, and I'm an English teacher in Secondary Vocational School of Dmitry Chupovsky in Veles. Today, I'm going to talk about passive voice. When we use passive voice, how we form passive voice for present perfect tense and future simple tense. At the beginning, I would like to remind you when we use present perfect tense. Present perfect tense is used to describe unfinished past, past actions, or events that have an effect in the present. When we want to describe experience or other actions, when the emphasis is on the result, not the process itself. How we form present perfect tense. Present perfect tense is formed with the auxiliary verb have or has plus the past participle form of the verb. For example, they have repaired the car. Now let's see how and when we use future simple tense. Future simple tense is used for activities that are going to happen in the future. It is formed with will plus the verb without to. For example, they will finish the task. And here is the main objective of this lesson, passive voice. So passive form is used to show interest in the person or the object rather than the person or the object that performs the action. So, we focus the attention on what or who receives an action. For present perfect tense, the passive form is with the same meaning as present perfect in the active voice, except for the fact that present perfect passive makes focus on the effect or the object rather than the doer or the subject of an action. When we use passive voice in present perfect tense, we use the present perfect in the passive form for all the same reasons we use it in the active form. When we want to talk about experiences and achievements, changes over time, incomplete actions with expected ends, continuous action that started in the past, past actions with results in the present, and multiple actions at different times. But in general, we use passive voice instead of active voice when the subject is unknown, when we want to emphasize the subject, when we are unclear or vague about the subject or the subject is irrelevant, when we want to talk about general truths, and in formal writing. Now let's see when we use future simple passive. We use future simple passive for actions or events that will happen in the future. For example, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Unlike the future perfect passive, there is no deadline here. In such statements, we focus attention on the person or thing affected by the action. When the subject is unknown, unclear, or irrelevant. We can also use future simple passive with verbs that are not used in continuous tenses or with the so-called state verbs. And we use future simple passive with the same meaning as future simple in active voice, except for the fact that future simple passive makes focus on the effect or the object rather than the doer or the subject of an action. Now let's see how we form passive voice. In present perfect passive is formed with have or has and been plus the past participle form of the verb. For example, I have been seeing. And in future simple, the passive is formed with will be plus the past participle form of the verb. For example, the message will be sent tomorrow. The question form for present perfect passive is formed with have or has plus been plus past participle form of the verb. For example, haven't the documents been submitted yet? And the question form for future simple passive is formed with will plus be plus past participle form of the verb. For example, will John be visited by his relatives from Velas? The negative form, it's pretty much the same in both cases. In present perfect passive, we need to insert not between have or has and been. For example, I haven't been to Italy. And it's the same situation with future simple passive. We just need to insert not between will and be. For example, that match won't be played because of bad weather. I have a couple of examples here for present perfect passive and future simple passive. And I would like to explain to you that the sentences with black letters are with active voice and the one that are with purple color are in passive voice. For present perfect passive, Maria has recorded a song. This is a sentence with active voice. And the transformation with passive voice is a song has been recorded by Maria. Everybody has approved Christian's suggestion. Christian's suggestion has been approved by everybody. For future simple passive, the company will build the bridge next year. And in passive form, the bridge will be built next year. And the last example, they will publish the magazine next year. And for the passive form is the magazine will be published next year. So one more time, I would like to repeat that we focus the attention on what or who receives an action. In the next couple of slides, you have two exercises. The first exercise is with sentences in present perfect tense. And the second exercise that you're going to see a few minutes later is in future simple tense. So in this first sentence, in this first exercise, we have a sentence that is with active voice, and by choosing A, B, or C, we have to transform the same sentence into passive voice. I have finished the job. The job has finished, has been finished, or had been finished by me. The second sentence, the cat has drunk the milk. The milk has drunk, has been drunk, or had been drunk by the cat. The third sentence, the girls have plucked the flowers. The flowers have been plucked by the girls. I have watched that documentary. That documentary have been watched, has been watched, or she had watched by me. And the last sentence from the first exercise, Mia has broken another window. Another window has broken, has been broken, had been broken by Mia. Let's see the correct answers. The transformed sentences into passive voice are as follows. The job has been finished by me. The milk has been drunk by the cat. The flowers have been plucked by the girls. That documentary has been watched by me. And the last sentence, another window has been broken by Mia. And the second exercise, let me remind you one more time that these sentences are in future simple with active voice, and we need to change them into passive voice. They will tell you when the time comes. She will accept the offer. I will finish the job by Monday. I will prepare the dinner before you come. You will never forget this lesson. And the correct answers are, you will be told by them when the time comes. For the second sentence, the offer will be accepted by her. The third sentence, the job will be finished by Monday. The fourth sentence, the dinner will be prepared before you come. And the last sentence, the correct answer for the last sentence is, this lesson will never be forgotten by you. My dear students, thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice day. Goodbye.